Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it is episode 2 right here on the couch, and tonight we have one of the most colorful players in the Premiership. He has a name, but is affectionately known as Section 10. Utabo Kalinge. Maji. Unjan Van. Yeah? It's good to have you here, my man.
Thanks for having me, man.
Lockdown level 3. What's going on with Tibus?
Training by my own.
Yeah.
Been with the family. Spending time with them, so yeah, just missing football.
Yeah. That's really what you're missing, ne? Because mangekidis gimvana impila yikho.
I get king as meal.
Yeah. Do you think a lot of players feel like that, where it's just like there's no football, go blind, you know?
Yeah, I think so. Not only players but the fans as well, because level 2 at least you get to go to the malls and get to see people.
Yes.
When are you guys resuming and things like that, so you could see what people do really miss football, you know.
Yes.
Yeah.
So lockdown as it is right now hasn't really been the greatest for you, you know, being released from SuperSport United. Obviously, did it come as a shock, those news, Uguti? Now you've been released. Did you expect it?
Not really, as it was something that I expected, because remember I signed 1 season plus 2 options, so I wasn't playing. So it's not easy for the team to renew a contract of a player that's not playing. So it's something that didn't shock me. I always knew it's something you gotta deal with and learn out of it.
Sure. Yeah. But why? Why do you think you weren't playing? Why do you think you weren't given the game time that you wanted at SuperSport?
I'll be honest with you, I don't know, because it doesn't make sense still, because I didn't even have 1 start, you know.
Sure.
And I only played about 5 games, of which I was coming in from the bench, and obviously having to change the game. We're losing 1-0 or chasing the game or whatever.
Sure.
So it's not easy to always perform miracles, come up with a plan and all that, because remember, teams do plan. So
yeah.
I just got to play 5 games, and that was it. I never got a chance to start a game and say, okay, I need to.
Sure. So you feel like you didn't get the opportunity to actually prove yourself?
I would say so, because remember, when you sign a player at my age, I'm turning 29 this year. I mean, my age requires me to play a lot of games, for me to be able to have a span.
Yes.
So if I'm not playing, and if I start more games, that means you understand? I'm no longer a youngster. Remember when I got to SuperSport, I was still young, Morgan and all that.
Sure.
Back then, I wouldn't mind being introduced late into the game and try to change the game. But you know.
Yeah, much more experience now.
If you ever look at players abroad, like Lionel Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo, they play consistently. So that gives them an opportunity to win trophies, Ballon d'Ors and all that. So
sure.
They come in as subs, then they win Ballon d'Ors. You understand?
Yeah.
Start them games, so it's important to start them games.
So no, I mean, you're turning 29 very soon. This is the situation that you're faced with. The confidence, yako. You know, how are you actually feeling?
Instead, I feel inspired, man, in a way that, like, I'm getting hungry.
Really?
I want to show people with the Shinua.
Sure. So there's still that rupa happening inside.
Yeah. Instead, I think this small setback in Kaya, that moral booster in that. I sit home and watch the games, my previous games at Pirates, ACs, SuperSport.
Sure.
And I laugh and I say, you know what, I need to improve here and there, and come back with the bang.
Man, it's good to see you in good spirits, you know, despite what the situation is. In fact, You spoke about Morgan Cole earlier on. He was on the show on our first episode, and he was talking about the same thing. Which it needs to be a mental thing, you know, with you. You need to always stay sharp, and you seem like you're very, very sharp mentally. Ne? So where do you want to go? I mean, what's next for you? Where do you want to go? Which team, Mopegama team manager in the Premiership? Where would you want to actually land right now?
To a team where I would get game time, and to a team where that will suit my style of play, because I tend to struggle whenever I play for a team that doesn't keep the ball, because so
yeah.
So I'm hoping to get a team where I'll play more regularly and challenge game time. Yeah.
Game time is the biggest thing. You heard it, folks. Game time is the number one thing. Vanna, you have a name that started quite a long time ago, Section 10. Where does that come from? I mean, I see you play. I saw a clip a couple of days ago with so many step-throughs and so on and so forth. Like, you play freely. You know, you're one of those players who are very, very entertaining and you know what you can do. But Lelo Gama, I'm sure Lifige viable ma skills. How did it actually start?
Now I'm not sure, but growing up, so there was a guy who used to coach us in Lokshini when we played for a team called Mufulu Emergence FIFA 11. So the guy was like, when I was about Section 10. So I didn't understand back then, until I got to Super Sport where I met Abu Prajun, Abu Pamulep, who used to tell me that there was a guy called Basil Kwangwa. He was named Section 10 and Began Fishani, but I never I didn't play, so I already assumed it, okay, maybe Mina and I will play Mukfana.
Sure.
Yeah.
So you think I'm similarities based on ukort via similarities the way you play
and all that. So obviously it got me thinking bona bayas because they've seen the guy before, Minang Maz. So is
yeah.
Section 10, then one would think maybe Puma.
Yeah, I mean, no, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that's what a lot of people thought actually. No, Puma is Section 10.
Yeah,
you understand? But you never investigated that thing with the demand that they're pinning you with his name. Like, who was he? Where did he come from? And so on and so forth. It's just a name that's stuck, Nje.
Yeah, and I'm not the only Section 10 we've got about 2-3 white seats wherever.
Really?
Yeah, all of them.
So you're not the only one who has that word, that name, I mean.
No, Section, I think Section umuntu umfishane who's quick. I'm
going to start naming people in Section 10. Everybody Section 10 out here. Straight up. So growing up, obviously, your love for football started there. Where did you see yourself going? Especially going professional. Where did you see yourself going in terms of your career?
I remember I was 7 years old, but I already started playing Nabantabadala, at a very young age. So my mom never liked it. Like abantu bebhola yabo kakhulu bathanda ibhola, but
sure,
with regards to height yami, they never thought ngizodlala ibhola because I was so short, very, very short. Yeah, so I never even took it serious. One day I'll become a professional, but I always knew that if I am to focus on football, definitely be a professional, because I could see growing up before I even play professional.
Sure.
People start noticing. So when it happens that you get a breakthrough, it doesn't shock you as much.
Sure.
Because you always know that maybe it's something that was meant to be, because even at school I used to play high school, primary tournaments and all that. So when it happened, I accept and said, okay,
I'm going to do this.
This is it now.
Yeah. So, but when you say your mom didn't like it, what do you mean? She didn't like the fact that you played football, or she didn't like the fact that you were too short? But everybody's just going to kick you around in the field. What happened?
Whenever there's a tournament.
Really?
Yeah, so
wow, man. So as your mom is selling amakota ngare ekasi, she's actually watching you play.
And things like
so maulimala uyafika uyafika yakhala bathi bandage fast, you go. Yeah.
I think the thing that showed Uguti she just didn't want me to play football was when I actually went to soccer schools at Manchester United back in 2006 and I got selected, and obviously they were here to play Vodacom Cup and all
sure.
That. So they were quite impressed because we met your rank gigs and all that. They were like, we want to put you in our academy and all that. As I'm like,
so your mom refused?
Yeah, I was born in England. So that's when I was like,
no, wait, it was Manchester United comes, academy. Yeah. Ryan Giggs is here. They see you, they like your talent, they say, when I take this guy to England.
Yeah.
Your mom says no.
Yeah, because 2006 I was doing grade 9 in high school.
Yeah.
Second year. So,
sure.
Yeah, so not knowing maybe Uguti only Lame Klampe Ekaya C3. So the first born was shown in 1990. Minangaba second born was shown in 1991. Yeah, so maybe that's why Namang Mas.
Yeah.
So maybe maybe it's because Ekaya Yimumtuana for now.
For sure.
Yeah, maybe we are not alone. It was born in England.
I'm sure she's afraid. But then what made her sort of give in to the idea of you actually now being a professional football player? Wahamba, why go Super Sport, why go Pirates?
I think it's her seeing things happening, and obviously Kaya and Kudelangi family in the shop. So when I started supporting my family from a young age, I think she could see there's something here.
Sure.
Give it a try, and she would hear people talking with Dana. And then I think that's when she gave it a try, because she family.
Sure. So
yeah.
Which is the most important thing. Shout out to my old lady, man. They always want us to be safe, and sometimes we don't understand that. But I'm glad she actually gave you that opportunity to say, you know what, go for it. But you were speaking about the fact that you were small, and most people didn't know if you would make it professional. But I'm sure there are a lot of other players that you looked at that were your height, that played maybe similar to you. So Vilakazi actually comes to mind for me. Who were some of the players that you looked at and said, if that guy can do it, if Utso or Uban can do it, I can definitely do it.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys. Abo Tugu,
Makan.
Cheesy with a short. So Brian Khafana was short, and Abo Sipo Chembula.
Yes.
Yeah, but they would play, and yeah. So I could be inspired from there with man. Yenzeka lento. Akusukuthi mhlambe izohambi ingxaki phambili.
Sure. No, I hear you, and it makes sense. But amajita amancane, so guys that are generally small, right? But I figure in professional teams they get teased on a lot. Cortis, short guy, hey, what, hey, what can you do? When you signed your first sort of contract, professional contract, you started now playing against guys or with guys that are in the Premiership. Did nobody tease you? What happened in the locker room? Are the stories that you can share? As a rookie,
I think I was fortunate enough to be at Supersport at a very young age. I think I was 17 and I was still short as well. But obviously when I got there, I met Abu Morgan, Tepo Bulu.
Yes.
And they had just won league titles. So the welcome, my God, was so warm in a way that I felt home in just a few months.
Yeah.
So obviously when you feel home, you go all out, you work hard, you just want to play with the guys and you appreciate them being here. So I never got to experience anything like
yeah. So they took care of you, those guys. Abu Morgan Gold isn't just a game.
Too much. I won't lie.
Yeah.
and like so with clumping tennis girl, it's something that yabo,
For sure.
yeah, that's why we always have respect for the OGs, yabo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, you're still going strong. You know, 28, 29, you want more game time, obviously. What would you say to somebody that's looking for somebody like you? What do you have to offer? You know, what is it about your skills and your character that a team should have? There's too many of them.
Yeah, man.
But like, as if you're selling a chairman, or selling a manager, or selling a coach. And we ask when you know what you have inside of you, you know what's here, you know what's here, you know what's here. What would you say to them?
I would just firstly appreciate each chance of a level.
Sure.
And then I would obviously have to show what I appreciate.
Yes, sir.
By playing because I believe if you're chasing a dream, in Mali Alandela. So I would just go out there and express myself and just play for the sake of playing and
sure.
winning and making sure that I'm working hard for that particular team.
Sure. 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 As long as you're in the field, you're good. Nah, I can definitely see that fire burning, man. I hope one of these days you're going to get that call that says, hey, Joe, come to camp. We're going. Yeah. So what would you say for the young kids, as particularly the kids that are your size, that are short, that are told, nah, you'll never make it as a professional. You'll never make it to the Premier League, to the Premiership. You'll never play for Super Sport. You'll never play for Ipagachuchu, you know? Because there are challenges that come with that. You know, I'm a big NBA fan, and I know the height thing is not the same in football. But I know the smaller players generally get the short end of the stick. So there's a young boy somewhere, whether Usemfulo where you grew up, or Pitori, Ugupi, that wants to be like you, that's the same height, that grew up the same. What would you say to them?
All I could say, as they say, everything is possible. Sometimes you just gotta live out the world and observe what's going on. Just chase your dream and know what you want. Focus, dedicate yourself, stay committed, and just work hard. To improve and be better. Then, in that way, I don't think there's anything that can stop you. As long as you have a positive mentality and you know what you want, you'll always, get what you want if you really know what you want.
Yeah. Guys, you heard it here first. Thabo Kalinge, Section 10, is not stopping anytime soon. He's telling that to us today, and I'm sure you're going to have a long career, man. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate you right here on the couch. We hope to see you on the field soon. All out, yeah. Sure. And we out.